Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of Chess Openings for Beginners. We talked about different variations of King's Gambit accepted, and now we will cover the so-called Cunningham variation with Bishop e7 with the idea of giving this check and causing trouble for White. Can it really cause us trouble? We'll see. So let's just pretend that this is not a problem and develop this bishop to make a square for the king if black checks us. So first let's check what would happen if black checks us, and then we will check the other option of abandoning this idea altogether. So black gave us a check and we just step to the side. Now black has a small problem. If he develops his knight, then the queen is no longer protecting this bishop and white can just capture it. That's why in this position, unless he wants to retreat, black should play this move, d5. And what will happen here is he gives back the pawn, but now there is a bishop here, so once he develops his knight, this capture on h4 doesn't work because of this bishop. So let's check. Knight h4 and then knight takes d5, opening up the queen, and in this manner black doesn't lose material. So that's why we are not gonna capture here, but instead we'll just retreat the bishop from this square. And what about this pawn? Can black capture it? Can black capture this pawn? Well, not really. If he does that, notice there is a king and knight here, so this file is very vulnerable. So white can just make a pin, and this knight is a goner. If black supports it, we have this pawn to make the final blow, and bye-bye knighty. So that's why capturing here is not good. So black should just develop. And now white sets another trap by playing d3. Of course, the first idea is to capture here. But what if black says, oh, there is a pin here, maybe I can again, maybe now I can capture here. Well, that's a no, because again, we have this pin and black loses a knight. How about if black tries to protect, this pawn with this knight? Knight h5, I apologize, my nose is a little bit stuffed. So now we cannot do this, but if you look more closely, this bishop lacks protection, and that's why bishop f7, king f7, knight e5, check and attack on this bishop, and black is in huge trouble here. So the other possibility is to just develop quietly, but then no one protects this guy. So we capture. Again, this doesn't work. So black is in a bad shape here. That's why black should just castle. And now white needs to be careful. If you go for this pawn with bishop f4, now black can capture on e4 because there is a pin here and there is no more king here, so white cannot pin along the e file. So we cannot do that. We cannot just capture this pawn, but instead we have a tricky move, queen d2. It looks strange to block this bishop and this knight, but there is a method to this madness. So we are defending our queen. Here it was unprotected, now it's protected. We are threatening to capture, and also later on we might employ the queen along the second rank. Let's say black captures the knight. Now we no longer have the queen to recapture, so we must take with the pawn. Now we want to take here, so black protects with the knight, and we just develop. and after another developing move, let's say we go rook g1. So now, even though our king is in the middle of the board, black doesn't have a light square bishop, so he cannot really attack us on the light squares. And we are also ready to transfer the queen here, use this file for the attack, go with the knight, something like this, and pressure here. And at the same time, this chain of pawns is giving very good protection to white. So it's a balanced position with good chances for white. So that's what can happen if black decides to check us. But what if he, as I said, abandons this idea and just develops his knight? Then we push the knight. Let's say he goes here. That's a logical square. It can make this kind of journey, or it can maybe jump here once we move the pawn. Alright, let's see. We should castle, and black should go d5 to open the bishop and to make a strong pawn here that controls many squares. So we should take that pawn. And now he should take with the queen, but if he takes with the bishop, we are happy to go to the endgame. Check, block, take, take, and d4. So bishop is attacking here, rook is also attacking there through this knight, and let's say bishop f5 attacking here. We retreat, the c2 spot is covered, and in this position black has an extra pawn, but this pawn will be lost probably in the near future, and white just has better pieces because of the pressure along the f file. This diagonal is pretty good. Knight can come in many ways into action, and bishop probably coming here. Okay, so that's if black captures with the bishop. But let's check the better move. Queen captures, then we just go d4, and let's say black castles, we develop knight c3, and now we have a really good bishop here, and let's say black wants to exchange it, so he goes bishop e6. I recommend you a very nice move, b3, protecting this bishop, and if black captures, then we will have a pawn here that will control these squares, and this pawn will control these squares, which will be very nice. So let's examine bishop c4, bc4, and now these pawns might seem weak, but they are pretty well protected. Let's say if black attacks with queen c6, well, we just go queen d3. We protect here, and on the next move we are ready to capture. What if he puts pressure here? Then we jump in, knight d5. Now there is a serious threat of capturing here, so a good way to react for black would be with knight e3. And now we are left with pleasant choice. We can go knight e3, f e3, bishop e3 with a very nice position, nice central pawns controlling many squares in the center, or we can capture even better maybe with the bishop, and after f e3, f e3, knight e3, now we have two beautiful knights that control everything, almost everything. If you check how many squares they control, it's very tough for black to find good play, and we have some nice prospects. Queen here, rook can go here or here, a knight can jump here, and this is a very good position for white. Okay, so this short video covers the Cunningham variation. If you have any questions, please comment below. Also, if you like the series, please subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Thank you very much, and see you again. Bye.